I'd like to shout out my mom and my dad and Lucas Oil Racing, or Lucas Oil Products, Taco Bell. Actually, Qdoba, not Taco Bell. Qdoba. Mi Vallarta here in Gaylord, Michigan. Had that for the first time today. It was fantastic. And El Patron. Pretty much all the Mexican restaurants.
We spent a lot of time at the El Patron.
Think we're going there after this?
Yes, there we go. Third time's a charm. Same owner of Mi Vallarta.
Yeah.
That's just their fast food restaurant.
Yeah, I had El Patron for dinner last night. Mi Vallarta for lunch today.
Soda, have a cold drink.
Another one?
No, I still got one. Oh, seriously. What are you doing with those?
Oh, we're gonna put them above the office. Hang them up there for next year's notebook, something or the other. It's finally that time. It's finally a roller. That took some hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. But the last 2 weeks, we went from 6 floor bars and a main hoop to its roller, and the motor and trans is mounted and the axle's done. The anti-roll's in, the front struts are done. It's almost there.
So you beat the goal of having it done by Christmas.
It's so low we can't even get off the hoist. It's
like
like another 1.25 inches to go down. Gotta pick it up and pull it off.
Like my pickup one, we got to put the jack under it to get the arms underneath it.
Yeah. No, we did a shit ton of work the last couple weeks. took that out. I didn't want it to fall and scratch up, and I didn't make mounts for it yet. So leaving for Florida in the morning for vacation for a week, and then when I get back, I'll be well rested hopefully and get back at it, because right now I need a break. I'm tired. Earlier welded the trans mount and I was like, I'm tired. I'm so tired. So yeah.
Yeah, you guys pretty much had a whole car done in like 2 weekends.
Well, I mean, I don't say a whole car done, but yeah, we did do a lot of work though. We did the whole entire back half one weekend, and then I worked on the strut stuff by myself periodically, and then Todd did a lot of it, but we got the whole driver containment, and then did the door X's and the little floor gussets, and yeah, I had a bunch of stuff out. Not even sure how many bars, but I think there's really only like 4 or 6 left that we got to do. The rest of them are all the way done. Like it's just down to gussets now, just little easy gusset stuff. Yeah, like I said, it won't
Shock mounts
even come off the
are
horse.
awesome.
So low. About an inch and a half lower than that, really. The front's probably 3. The back's about an inch and a half lower. So,
Once you take the front bumper off that foam you got too.
what's that?
So once you take the front bumper off the foam you
Yeah,
got
that
sitting there.
helps a lot. Yeah. It's just that way because everybody comes in here and rips the doors open for some reason, and then it scratches the doors. It's like, please stop touching the doors.
Quit touching the car.
Yeah, stop taking the doors off without taking the front clip, because you can't slide them off. Stop, please. Like 3 or 4 times so far. It's like, whatever, it is what it is. We're gonna scratch it, so that's all good, but it'd be nice if it was not scratched when we debut it, you know.
Yeah, how are we supposed to get this out to the track, break all them records, and then have a scratched up car?
I don't really know. So yeah, came a long way in 2 weeks, and technically 2 weeks was 2 weekends. And I don't know, I worked on it 3 days this week, on and off. Did a lot of stuff this week. Steering rack, motor plates. Spent some time making those ATF motor plates fit. Those are kind of a pain, but got them in there. The rack's in there. It's nice. It's cool.
So what do you think? Another weekend with Todd, and then you could start getting the carbon ready to go?
I don't think he's coming up anymore. I mean, I really got the hard stuff. I don't think he really wants to finish weld, but if he does, cool. And really, all we got to do is when I get back, when I cut the body off, it's welded in 4 places right now. We'll cut the body off, take the body off it, and then that way I can weld all the stuff on, like, underneath the roof and on the side of the car. Finish weld all the welds on it, drop the axle out of it, finish welds. You know, there's a few spots they can't really get to, and like I kept pushing myself to keep welding stuff, and I'm like, well, just wait, because I was like, them don't look as good as if I'm focused and comfortable. So we'll wait until we cut the body off to finish the rest of the welds. So that way they all look good too. So yeah, and then once we do that, then we'll mount the body, because it's actually a little bit off right now.
Yeah.
It's actually mounted a little bit higher in the front than it is in the back, but we tacked it on there so we could transport it that day. And yeah, so when we set that, then I can do the floor. It's all gonna be carbon fiber tubs. The firewall has to be a little thin steel. I already got the kit for it, like some generic kit, but yeah, all the little fit and finish stuff, sheet the floor, start mounting little tabs and stuff. I'm still waiting on the turbo. That's been almost 2 months now. So as soon as the turbo comes, I can start making the mounts. I got Maven mounts for that, and streetcar fabrication turbo flanges. And once we do that, no telling when the heads are coming. Order those in July. So that's been 5 months already. So hopefully the heads come. The heads and the crankshaft are really the 2 things that we're waiting on, like making a car go. Because we're down to, my friend in Florida is going to make that carbon fiber wing for it, but that's going to take a little while because he hasn't done one yet, so he's got to get that right. And then the wing, drive shaft.
Nate's making the tubs, right?
Yeah, Nate's making the tubs. He's probably already got them done. And then I'm trying to think, there was like 5 things is all we needed. Like I got almost everything. Yeah, so the crank, I got to buy a battery because I'm doing 16 volt. Drive shaft, and then when the time comes, new rear tires and the carbon wing. That's 5 parts. Got everything else for the car, that I think. So yeah, next up would be, we'll I'll trim that mid plate when I get back, and then do the firewall, and then do the flooring, and then yeah, it's coming. It's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than I wanted to do, but I don't know.
It went from 0 to hero real quick because it was just sitting on a wooden dolly.
Yeah. Also, everyone's like, "Are you ever going to work on that car?" And I'm like, "Not really." Because I don't have the time to devote to it, because this stuff takes a lot of time. So now that we're working on it, like, we'll go hard on it for 2 or 3 days in a row, and everybody's like, "How do you guys work so fast? Why do you work on it this whole time?" And it's like, well, because when you're distracted, when you got to run a shop like this and deal with customers every day and dyno stuff. You know, in the spring I was dynoing like 5 and 6 cars a day, so there was no time for me to do anything.
Yeah.
Now that winter's here, we're finally slowing down a little bit, and it's awesome.
It's empty.
It's so nice. A couple more cars to work on out back, a couple more out front. Other than that, just nice pace. Maybe even like 40, 50-hour weeks. Most people, their normal week is 40, 50 hours. Our normal week this whole year was 80.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I constantly was here 100 or 110 hours a week. And it sounds ridiculous, but it's absolutely true when you're here every single day, 7 days a week until midnight, 1 a.m. So, almost over it. Almost over the hump. Everything's going good now. But yeah. Got a couple clips like welding and this little stuff and keep you guys updated on the car. So, next couple videos will start looking a little cooler.
Hopefully, after the new year, we can get a video of it running.
It'll be a while. It'll be a while.
March.
It'll be a while, yeah. Like,
Damn it.
you gotta think, I don't know when the heads are coming.
Yeah.
I don't know when the crank's coming. It's got to go to the machine shop to be bored and balanced. I actually still don't know when the camshaft's coming.
Oh,
A little stuff like it'll be probably 2 or 3 months for it to that point, but it'll be taking shape, and like I'll start wiring it and stuff after New Year. Because like I said, probably the week after Christmas we'll rip the body off, and I'll finish weld the whole thing, and then we can fit the body for good, and then I can work on the floor, the firewall, and the little tidy stuff in the front, and then after that, I mean, it's wiring, and then when everything comes, then it's turbo kit, and then it's like, at least then it's like it's in sections where you're like, that's a weekend, that's a weekend, that's a weekend.
Speaking of wiring, did you see they dropped the FT 700?
I did. That thing's awesome looking.
I was like, oh, you're gonna have to trade in.
He said it won't be available till midsummer. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, but
You'll have this thing sold after you break all those records by then.
hopefully.
Man.
Really just one. Most important part's personal record. Everyone's trying to get me to break more records than I'm capable of. It's like, you can break every record. It's like, records are minuscule. Really just want to go threes. And I know there's a lot of people out there gunning for a 3-second hydraulic record. And records don't really mean shit to me. But it'll be cool to do it for a minute. Should be able to. Cars can be capable.
What's the fastest eighth you ran in the Mustang?
438.
That's still fast.
It's all right, but it's also an ethanol car in a quarter-mile setup, so a little bit different than I actually have a frickin' race car now.
Yeah.
So
That car was a street car. This car is actually... So, I mean, and that trim, that's fast.
yeah, no, it was definitely respectable. Anybody that thinks that it wasn't is crazy.
But this...
It'll be a cool car. It'll be exciting to see it go together. Like I said, there's no doubt in my mind that it's going to go 4.0s, like, without trying too hard. Like I said, I mean, just the power difference, or the weight difference from the Fox to this with the same combinations, worth 15 mile an hour in the 8th. So, I mean, that's huge. So that alone is going to, you know, like, if you can get the car on the track, which we're going to have a really nice 4-link setup, nice shocks, you know, power management. So, like, it's really, I don't think it's going to be hard at all. But could surprise me.
Yeah. I think suspension-wise, you got it pretty much covered.
Yeah, we've gotten pretty good at that stuff over the years. This is pretty cool to build a car like this or even like the cars that I built in the past. Like, it's really cool to build a cool car yourself and then see how fast you can make it. So really for me, like, the goal for this car for me is to see how fast I can make it, which that's everybody's goal, but I really want to push some stuff with it. It's in comparable terms, like, it's very, very capable to do, you know, a very high 4.0 in the 8th region at 185 to 195. Like, really, it's all a lot of variables and converter slip and this and that, but I mean, the combination definitely would have it in it. The car should definitely have it. If we can make the car 2,400 or less, it's pretty obtainable. You know, because you gotta think, like the Fox, that was all factory floors, factory glass, intercooled on ethanol with a 33 by 14 inch radiator, alternator, all this extra stuff, passenger seat, and that was 2,890 pounds with me in it, and I'm 235. So there's not a doubt in my mind that this car should be 500 pounds lighter than that. But
No big intercooler.
no intercooler, you know, it's like there's so many things that the other car had that this, I mean, the other car had a 25-pound transmission cooler, which I think is probably the only thing I'm going to put back in this is a pretty good sized cooler. I don't want to deal with the trans thing and the pit stuff where you got to disconnect it. I might just put a cooler on it. We'll see. Don't think we're going to do a radiator. I think if anything, I got a really low volume water pump, and I'll tap the heads, ports front and rear, and just cycle water through the heads. I think that's probably the only thing I'll do, just to keep some fluid movement in the head. The block's solid, obviously, so yeah. It's gonna be pretty exciting. I can't wait now. I wasn't excited about it before because I was so far away with parts and money to finish it. Now I'm like, I got everything except for the last few things. So now it's exciting because it's actually close and obtainable.
Your engine's more expensive than your first race car.
Yeah. That it is.
It is crazy. From 2012 to now, the steps.
It's nuts because it was only 10 years. And you think about how far you can go in 10 years if you try hard enough. You can go a long ways. Just in the last 5 years, like six and 7. But 6 years ago, I was only going 870s in a quarter, and then I just went 680s in the quarter and 430s in the 8th, and it's getting out of hand. Is that your soda?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'll have to call it a night. I'm falling asleep in my standing. It's 10:30.
Yeah, and you gotta get up and head
I gotta
out.
pack and take my plow off the truck, and
At least the plow's easy.
it is, but I gotta do a bunch of stuff.
It's easy as a tower girl.
Man. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the progress video. Check some stuff out. I know we've been posting some pictures. They've been making their way around the internet, so it'll be pretty cool. It's pretty cool even for me to watch it come together because it's exciting. So yeah, catch you guys later.